Colleen. Get my happy face on my memento. This is how I mark stuff when it's new, so I don't get mixed up between the old one and the new one. I try to be all sneaky like that. Okay, so I'm super excited tonight to color with you guys because, hi BJ, we are going to color this amazing little clown tonight. And I know he looks really detailed, so I think he's going to be super fun to color. But I also have a clown that I've already colored in different colors. So I'm going to show you. Hi, Meg. I have this one already colored. So I'm going to do the one tonight different than this one. So Jamie colored this one. I colored this one. And then tonight we're going to color one together. But since I already have this guy ready, I chose a card to make with it. I cut the card base and everything. So we're going to make a card with that one and with this one. So we're going to get 2 cards tonight. I'm super excited. I can't wait. So one is going to be spooky, scary for Halloween. So we're going to use this sentiment right here that says so scary and happy Halloween. And on the other one, we're going to use our new birthday sentiments. So we have these for sale. You probably be in the shop tomorrow or the next day. We need to photograph them, so they'll be in the shop soon. But you get 3 sets of happy birthday, and we're going to use those with this little clown right here on this card. And we'll color with, you know, oxides or Copics or something. Anyway, so I wanted to show that tonight. So we're going to do that. But first we're going to work on our whole get up here. So I have my clown on my paper, and I have the so scary sentiment on there. And tonight we're coloring with the purple label sweet sentiment paper. Every time you see the clown, you smile. I know, I just love him. And this fall sentiment is perfect. We used this one, we've used this one, now we're going to use this one and this one, so this is super fun. So I have already prepped some of it, so I won't have you here all night, but I definitely wanted to focus on coloring the clown because so many people have gotten the clowns, and I just want to make sure they know how to color him if anybody is struggling, because he is quite detailed, and even though we did a live on this one, I really want to focus on this one. So let's not delay. We're going to go ahead and get started. Anybody who started last night's live and didn't get to see the finished product, this is what we did last night. But it came out super cool. I love it. Hi, Aladalis. Super happy to see you here. I was so glad I got to meet you at the last show. It was so exciting. It was so exciting. So I'm going to use my memento tonight, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to ink up this clown. He's so cute. He was so much fun, but he took a bit of effort to draw because, you know, I don't usually do people. I know everybody who knows my artwork from Sweet Sentiment knows that I'm more of the characters and stuff, the animals and things like that, baby dragons. Not really the most people image. It was my favorite time in the show too. I was so excited. Oh, look at that. I think I had a problem here. So let's do this again. This is all the more reason why we should have our Misty. I really need to clean this Misty because for some reason I have something up under there that's causing a bump when I try to stamp. So I'm going to do one more round on this clown and this scary. And we're going to press just a little bit harder to make sure we get, because normally this espresso, you just run it across and it does fabulous. So there's something wrong with the way my Misty's set up. He does have a lot of detail, and that's not really normally what I tend to do. So we got to get that pressed a little bit tighter here. It might be the washi tape on my my magnet causing a lift. Oh, now I moved it, so hopefully I won't smear it. But if I do, we can do it again. Nope, I got it. So, perfect. So we have So Scary. Hi, Sunshine. And I have the clown stamped out on the paper. So again, just like we did last night, I'm going to go ahead and use my little towel and some water to wipe off my stamp so that it doesn't, you know, stain it. But I'm not going to put it away because I'm kind of anal. I'm wanting it to be put away exactly the same spot that it was when I bought it. So, you know, there's that. Hi, Karen. Hi, Roberta. So, okay. So we have our image stamped out now. I can put my Misty away. And here we go. This is our little guy. I'm so excited. Okay, so let's take a look at the background paper that I chose. So I chose this little cemetery paper right here, and it's that smooth, soft, you know, reflective paper. So there's a lot of blue up here in the sky, so we're going to use just a little bit of blue, and the rest we're going to do in black and white, and I chose red to do with it as well. So we're going to have black, white, and red, and a little teeny bit of blue. So just so you're knowing how this is all coming together. No, I'm not streaming on YouTube. Hi, Tiffany. Hi, Cheryl. I am great. I hope you all are great too. Like, we're going to zoom into our little clown here. I've chosen my colors already, but I have a lot. So I have a skin tone, I have a little bit of blue, I have some eye color, and then I have these for the shoes. The clown reminded you of it. And then I have some red and some black, gray colors. So we have quite a bit of Copics, but it's okay. Oh no, it's showing the green screen. Try logging out, close your app and stuff, and then clear your cache and come back. And maybe it'll be better at that point. So when I do this clown, I really envision this clown with a white face, for sure. Because, you know, the clowns always, you know, paint their face white. Hi, Adele. And here's the one I did before. So I want to try to give him this white face. But I also want to make him look a little bit human, like I'm holding his hands. So we're going to use some skin tones on the hands and the ears. So I've chosen my favorite skin tone, which is RV95, E13, E11, E00, and E000. So we're going to start with the hands and the ears and just get those out of the way. So I'm going to start by wetting the paper with my E000. You know, while I have a second and I have you guys here, you'll notice these are my color blend stands. We have these in the shop for 5 color blend, and they're the oval for the sketch, and you can purchase them in a multiple colors. And then we also have one that holds the Chow marker. And we're currently working on one for Olo. So I just wanted you to know that that is in the making for those that color with Olo. We don't, but I know there are quite a few people who do. So just FYI, keep your eyes peeled for that. It's coming down the pipe. And then so are the sentiments that we're going to, the die cut, the laser cut sentiments that we're going to use tonight. And I'll talk a little bit more about them when we get to that spot. Hey, Mama. So I don't see your friends on here late tonight. My friends? My mama's here. And my hubby's in the room. And I got lots of new friends popped in here. And Meg is here. And Cheryl, and those are most of, I mean, Michelle Milligan's not here yet, but she might pop in a little bit. Yeah, we got some new friends, and that's okay. I mean, not everybody can watch every night, but So FYI, while I'm putting down this this base coat for the skin color, Medina oils, yes. I wanted you guys to know that tomorrow night on Craft Roulette, if you haven't heard of that, you might want to check into it. It's on YouTube. It's at 6:30 p.m. Central Time. Jamie is going to be the guest tomorrow night. So don't miss out. You can ask questions, you can watch. And then you can participate and make cards. It's super fun, and I'm super excited for her. I did it a couple of months ago, but tomorrow night is Jamie's night. So I'm super excited. I'm putting some of this RV95. Now I have to remember, I have to get used to this because this is a new RV95 marker because mine got stolen. So I had to replace it. And it colors lighter than my original one because I'd had it for like 15 years or something. So over time, it built a darker tone. So this one is significantly lighter than I thought. But it's okay. I'll get used to it. I'm just not used to it yet. So every time I put it down, I'm like, wow, that's really light. I really wanted it to be darker than that. But it's all right. We can work with all of that. I know, right? You know, her name is, it really is Celine. I don't know why it says Selena on Facebook. Her maiden name. E13 is the next one, and we're just going to extend out and kind of push back that color to keep that dark tone going. It's really not as dark as I wanted. I may have to pop in a little bit of that E04. I forgot. It's been a while since I used my Copics, so I forgot that I have a different one. Yeah, let's pull out E04. I think we're going to need it. My E04 is much darker and older than my current color, so I might want, that might be my new favorite combination since since this one's significantly lighter. So I'm just adding to my original dark tone. You're back. It's still doing it. Ugh. Not using the app. You're on your desktop. That's so crazy. So I cast my video to the TV in my craft room so that I can see comments easily when I look up. And it is not doing that on my TV. So, am I adding balloons to that hand? I am on one of the cards. I am going to add a balloon in that hand. I sure am. Good call. I'm going to go in with my E04 and I'm going to deepen some of this shadow area that I really wanted to be darker, but it wasn't. So, I'm just going to add a little bit of darker color here. I really want to deepen that skin tone. I want his ears to look like they're, dimensional. And then I want to add a little bit to this underside of his hands. I'll probably just put it at the base. I probably won't come out and do it out at the fingers. And then I might touch this one more time in this little spot because I think it should be pretty dark. Okay, so we actually did a 6-color combo. Maybe it's because of the shower. Oh, is it raining? A meteor shower? Really? Tonight? Huh. Clearly, I don't know what's going on in the world. Okay, so this is the 4th color, and we're going to do some blending out, and then we're going to leave a little spot for the last color. I like this better with the E04 added. I'm really glad we did that. Oh, okay. I'm sorry, Roberta. I'm sorry it's not playing that well. But I will upload it to YouTube, and it usually uploads really, really well. So you could watch it if you wanted to watch it another time. But thank you for jumping in. I really appreciate it. We're going to do so much tonight. I'm sad it's not working. So I'm just deepening some of these shadow areas on the little clown's hands right now. And then we're going to use one last color, E00, to finish it up. Yours is buffering a lot too. Oh, I'm so sad. I don't know why it's doing that. It seemed like everything was fine when I set it up, and our internet is working really well. We were just watching TV online, so I don't know what is going on. But y'all be sure to watch Jamie tomorrow night. She'll be so happy if you guys join her on Craft Roulette. And it's okay if his hands are a little bit lighter because maybe he touched his white makeup. Okay, so we have hands and ears, and he looks so funny like that. It's crazy. If we need to darken later, we can, but for now, we're going to stick with those colors. Okay, so next, before, Reno work is almost done. It isn't you, it's Facebook servers. We aren't all on the same one. Oh, yeah, bummer. Okay, so next I want to do the white of his face. So I'm going to need some very, very light,
yeah, it must be more of a Facebook thing.
grays.
We did a speed test on our network, and I mean, you have plenty of speed.
Oh, good, okay.
It
So
should be us.
we're going to use C3, C1, C00, and then if we need to, we'll use the colorless blender as well. I'm not really sure we'll need to, but just in case, I want to have it available. So we're going to start by trying to make this, his face look white. So I'm going to start right here in this area that's close to his ear where his face is crunching up from his smiling. So we want to get a little bit of that. That's going to make him look like he has a little bit of depth in his face. And then I'm going to do just a teeny bit like over here by his eyes to kind of deepen in that area right there. But we'll blend that out so there won't be too much of that. Also, I probably ought to just put a little bit up underneath his makeup right here. There we go. Okay, so now we're going to use C1, and we're going to start blending that out from where we put the darkest shade. Now I'm going to turn my picture so I can go around the top of his head, so I can really bring that white appearance out. We won't be coloring his whole face like white or anything like that with these gray tones. We'll just be doing a little bit of it. So I'm also going to take this one and kind of go down the bottom of his face just for a teeny bit of shadow look. And I think I'm going to go all the way around. And then I'm also going to do just a little bit up here underneath his nose. We'll give his nose some shadow so it'll look really good. Next I'm going to use the C00. But again, I'm not going to do the whole face with the C00. I'm just going to blend out a little bit to take away that line that we have. And I'm going to do up under his eye makeup. It's a very light color. It's probably hard to see on the screen, but you'll be able to see it once we bring out the colors on his face. Then it will really stand out. Right now, it probably won't stand out, especially on camera. But eventually, I promise you'll be able to see it.
Yeah, question.
Okay. What is the Copics C color base? So C is for cool. It's a cool gray. So there's more of a blue in it than like a blue undertone to the cool colors. Now I'm going to use the Colorless blender and just kind of touch all the white areas. This is why I wanted to do this before I did any colors, because I didn't want to pull any colors into my gray area. But I do want to get some of this blended out just a little bit. And so this is my Colorless blender, and I'm just blending out with that one. So you can see a little bit of the gray, but not too much of the gray. And I'm good with that. That's exactly what I want. Okay, so I don't want to touch any more on his face right now because that Colorless blender is still a little bit wet. So I want to go ahead and start working on his outfit for now. So we're going to move on to, we're going to do red and black. So we're going to do C9, 7, 6, 5, 4, and we're going to use R89, 59, 46, 27, and 24. I want it to be a really deep, rich red. So I like to start with the black and use the red last. So I want to make some of his stripes in to look more black and some to look more white. And since now that I've said that, I should go back to the lighter colors first. Always do the lighter colors first so you don't pull that dark shade into your colors. So the same colors we did with his face, we're going to do in his outfit here. So I'm going to do every other stripe light. So I'm going to start with that one. Going to go to this one. I want the same pattern on this side. I mean, you can do it differently if you'd like. It's up to you. But for me, I wanted just to use that same pattern. Then I'm going to skip this one and I'm going to do this one. I also want to skip the ones in the middle. And so you could do this half and then this half and then, you know, so however you want. But I want to keep them exactly the same. So I'm going to do this one, which will then make the two in the middle both be black, which I'm okay with. And then while we're working at it, I think what I'm going to do is I want the opposite on his pants. So I'm going to start with the gray here. And then I'm going to move to this one. And then I'm going to move to this one. And this one. And then I'm going to go to this one. So I want them to be opposite patterned on there. So you can choose however you want to do that, but that's what I'm feeling tonight. So this is C1. I'm going to extend out. I'm only going to use the 3 colors and maybe the Colorless blender if I need it. So I'm going to go ahead and just start blending those colors out, leaving some white space for the C00. I want this to be really light because the other part's going to be significantly darker. But since our background is black and white and the base of the card's going to be red, I want to have some red in there. So he's looking like he's not done, but when I hold him up close, you can see all the gray in there. So no worries, you'll be able to see it when I'm done. And the more dark I put in, the more this will stand out. Just the way that it works. The contrast that you get to see is kind of amazing. So stay confident in the colors you picked and just roll with it. And never stop. Keep going until you get done, because sometimes you surprise yourself and you like the way it looks when you're finished. So you might not feel confident throughout it, but don't give up, because then you'll never get to see the amazing results you have in the end when you're done. I'm sure those that watch me a lot know that sometimes when I finish my projects, I even surprise myself. Like that spider last night, I was super happy with how that came out. And I don't really know when I start these videos how they're going to come out, if it's going to be cute or not. But I'm willing to take that chance with my friends on the live. To if it comes out and I don't like it, then you know, it is what it is. We all can't create perfect stuff every time. We're just human. Okay, so I also think, hi Mary Kay, I also think I want the tops of his boots to be this really light color. So I'm going to go ahead and get the C3 out again. And I'm going to work on the boots with the C3. Not the soles, those will be the dark color, but just this part, the top part of his shoe. So I'm just using this C3 for now. And then I'm going to switch to the C1. These are very light, cool colors. And we're going to extend out with this one. And since we only have 3 colors, we are going to do around the outside. And then we're going to blend out from our last color and leave us some white for the last color. There we go. We have one more to go. I almost always start with the lightest colors first. I color dark to light, but I am afraid that I will drag, like if I had black down here, if I accidentally touch that with my gray, I'll pull that black into my project, which then would just make my boots black. I'd just make the whole boot black, but I want to make sure that doesn't happen, so I always color the lightest colors first. Same with like a candy cane. If I was going to do a candy cane, I would color the white stripes first, and then I would go on to the red, because I don't want to mess that up. So I'm going to switch now, and I'm going to actually switch the order I have these in, because I want to color the red before the black. And then we'll do the black afterwards. So I'm just switching them in my little holder here. So I'm gonna start with R89, and I want to do all his ruffles in this red color. We're also gonna do his grin and his nose and probably his hair. You're new to watching. I noticed that you take off both caps and markers. Can you share why? Yes. So there's pressure that pushes the ink to the end. And when you only have one cap off, oops, I got something on my marker. I was trying to clean that off. Okay, so whenever you take one cap off, it pulls all of the ink to one end. So if your marker is full, you could tend to drip on your paper. But if you open the other end, it pulls to both ends at the same time and kind of equalizes it out a bit. So you don't have that blobbing issue. Now, if you don't have a lot of ink in your markers, first of all, you should refill them. And second, if you're coloring with them and they're not full, you might not have that problem, but once you refill them, you could potentially have that problem. So we always take both caps off, and I'm telling you, some people say that's a myth, and some people say it really is true, but I can tell you that ever since I started taking both caps off, I've never had it drip on the paper again. So it works for me, so I do it. So hopefully that helps. I'm going to put some deep dark red in this collar, and then around his face. because his face is shadowing his collar. And then I also want to put a little bit of depth between the collar and the ruffles. And then I'm going to start building in some of the shadow areas in the ruffles. So where ruffles overlap or fold, I'm going to put it in the underside of the ruffle. So down this one, here. This will put some really deep red depth in this collar. You're going to try that? Yes, you're welcome. It's so helpful to not, I mean, nothing's worse than a blob on your paper, but you just kind of deal with it and say, oh, well, I'll just, you know, put a sticker over it, or we try to fix it however we can, but so I'm putting the darkest color in the fold areas and then underneath, just to keep that that deep dark shadow area there. Doing it here. And do the underside and here. And then one right there. And we have two teeny tiny ones right here, which we are going to emphasize as well. So look at how dark, deep and dark that looks. I really like that. And since it's such a large area, I'm just going to do that first, and then we'll come back and do the hands and feet ruffles at the same time. So I'm going to try, I'm going to switch now to R59. And I'm going to extend out from where I put those darkest colors to start getting some of that into the ruffles. Anywhere that I put the underside of the ruffle but didn't fill it all the way in, I'll fill it all the way in now with this color because I still want it to be rather dark. Under there, right here, a little bit here. I'm going to start building in these little tick marks here. We want this to look like a ruffle. It's really important that you get that feel from it. I'm also going to do this up under his chin. I want to keep the collar part darker than the rest of it, so I'm only using 3 colors on the collar part. We'll be having a marker maintenance video coming up probably next week because I need to maintenance my markers. So we'll definitely be having one of those coming up soon. So if you need to do marker maintenance and you're not really sure what to do, be on the lookout. I can't keep my eyes up, but I'll watch the replay tomorrow. Night night. Thanks for watching. Don't let the clowns bite. Yep, don't let it scare you. This is the 3rd color in the combo. It's my favorite red. So because it's the 3rd color, the true color, it's going to get just a little bit more love than the rest of them. So that's why you'll see more being filled in with this 3rd color. That was probably part of his shirt, but nobody's going to look at it that close.
It's not bad as coloring the ear blue on the Highland Gal.
True that. Yay, you need marker maintenance. Yeah. We have a few new things that I do to make things a little bit easier. Some products in the shop. We'll show what they are. And I really need to replace a few nibs, so we'll be able to do that on the video. So I've been planning for that video because I know everybody has been looking forward to a marker maintenance video. So probably going to have that next week, so be on the lookout. R27 is the second to the last color, so we're going to have one more color after this. So this one will get some, but not a lot. Still want to leave those highlight areas for the last color, so we'll have some, but not too much. Because the last color is a lot lighter, and I need those highlights to be showing on here. Not that he'll have a lot of light, because he'll just have moonlight on his background that he's going to get, but it'll be okay. Hi, Selena. Okay, so R24 is the last one, so this is the one where we're going to fill in that last little bit, and it's going to show that highlight, so you'll be able to see the colors that I chose to blend together. We'll leave that highlight a bit with this color. And if you wanted to leave it a bit more, you could pick a lighter color. You could pick like R22 or something like that. But I kind of like this. I want to keep it a bit dark because the paper I chose is like a cranberry and not a red. So I want it to look a little bit like that. So there we go. There's some ruffle. Now we're going to repeat that same process on these 4. And then we'll move on to the different parts of his face. I'm pretty sure we're going to do his hair in this color too. And we're just going to do him up in red and black. I think that'll be awesome. Okay, so here we go. We probably don't need 5 colors for the hands and the ruffles on the legs. So I'm probably just going to use 3 of these ones that I just used for this. Because it's such a tiny area, we just need some of the dark and then some of the light. So for sure, you want to put it in the underside of the ruffles, and you want to put it at the base and also around the wrist, just to make sure you get some of that depth in there. So I'm going to do the same thing with this one. And the little artist drawn lines, you want to get some in there. I went to the eye doctor today and they dilated my eyes. Oh, I wish I hadn't done that. My eyes have been hurting ever since. Very blurry and very tired, and so forgive me if I go out of the lines or something because my eyes are deceiving me a bit tonight. They're okay though. I mean, there's nothing wrong with them. They're not as good as they used to be, and I have to get new glasses. But other than that, they just wanted to check it out, and I didn't realize how much it was going to affect me. It was very painful today, and usually anytime I've ever had that done before, it wasn't. But for some reason, either my eyes were tired or I don't know, but they did not respond well to all the stuff they put in my eyes today. So I took a nap, I didn't really sleep, but I laid down and rested so I'd be able to do my live tonight, but I'm just pre-warning y'all in case. Oh, I want to switch. I want to skip this one, and I want to skip this one. We're going to go right to R46 and then 24. So I'm going to take them out of the blend. That way I won't pick them up by mistake like I just did with that one. There's just not enough space to put that many colors. And could I do it? Yes. But do I need it? No. So I'm not going to do it. Just going to leave a little bit of white space there for the last color. And here we go. I wanted to spend some quality time coloring up this guy. A little bit slow and a little bit careful in case anyone wanted to color along. Because I know everybody seems to be liking these little clowns a lot. And so I wanted them to be able to watch the video and learn how to color them if they didn't know how. And so I'm taking my time. That's why the other one that we're going to make a card out of is already colored. There we go. I colored it in the same process as we're coloring this one right now. I just did it in different colors, but same theory, same process, everything the same. So now is the last color that I want to use. So this is the one that's going to leave the highlight. So we're not going to do a bunch of saturating. We're just going to lightly touch to make those stand out just a little bit more. And honestly, the cheat is you don't have to be perfect. You just need some depth and you need some light. Yay! I'm glad you're here, Cheryl. I have been thinking about you. I miss our chats when I'm traveling and then I can't do the lives. I miss them. So I'm super glad you're here. Super, super glad. Now, I think his buttons are going to be black. So we're going to hold off on the buttons for now. I might change my mind, but for now we're going to hold off. And I know everyone's dying to see how we color the hair, so we're getting to that. I think we'll probably finish his face before we do his hair, just, you know. Just because I want to get some of this in there. So I'm going to start with this very corner of his mouth because I want that to remain rather dark. I'm also going to do a little bit up here and a little bit up here, and then I'm going to do the other side. I want that depth to really show. I also think that this part underneath where his teeth are needs to have a bunch of the deep dark red as well. Now we're going to do his nose at the same time, and when I do his nose, I start with this really deep red just at the bottom of his nose because I want the shine to be on the top. You love these images? Thank you so much. Hi, Patty. R59. We still have this guy available in the shop along with his buddy, this guy. They're both in the same set. And some super awesome sentiments. So I'm going to extend a little bit further in all areas with this 59. I know this is a very small spot, but we got to have that deep red in there. I'm going along the top. Notice I'm holding the marker upright because I want to get that really fine line. I'm going to start extending out just on this underside with this color. So his nose looks funny right now, but we'll get there. So R46 is next. This one, even though this is the true color, it won't have a whole lot of this color, but it will have some. So I'm leaving these tiny places over here for the lightest color. I'm going to probably just skip to the lightest color. I'm not sure we need another one on the mouth. So now I'm going to take this one and go around the top of the nose because we need to show the roundness of the nose. So there we go. It's starting to get some shape. I love doing the nose. I don't know why. I just do. It's so cool. Okay, so we'll use just a teeny bit of this R27 right here. Just kind of fill out this little top part right there. And then we'll fill out the underside of his teeth. We'll leave the rest for the last color. But we'll just go along the top here and then some blend out with this color. It's coming along. He's looking really scary with all this red. R24 is the last color, and on his nose we're just going to do a clean light sweep on it because we want to leave that really light shadow at the top of his nose. And then we're going to do the same thing when we do his mouth. We're just going to lightly touch leaving that highlight area. This kind of reminds me of the Joker a little bit right here. When you're doing this particular part of his mouth before you're done. He reminds me of the Joker a bit. Now I'm going to show you this little trick that I like to do, and this is just going to put some bloodshot in his eyes. So I'm going to take my colorless blender, and you don't have to do this if you don't want to, but I kind of like it, so I'm going to try it. I'm going to touch my colorless blender on this red marker, and you can see how it leaves just a really light red. And so I've wiped a little bit of it off, and then I'm going to go along the bottom inside of his eye just to make his eyes look just a little bit red. Looks a little funny right now, but it, I promise, is going to be super cool. I want him to look a little bloodshot, so I'm going to wipe off the marker so now you can see it's completely clear. And then I'm going to blend this out just a little bit to soften that red so it's not real prominent there. So I got a little bit of a streak on there. But I think when this compared to his face being white, it's going to make those eyes look bloodshot, which I think is a cool little twist to this little scary guy. So I used the red that we used in the red combo, and then I used the colorless blender to kind of blend that out. So I just gave him a little bit of bloodshot eyes. I'm going to take a drink because I'm doing a lot of talking. Okay, because we need to have some blue in the background, that's the color I want to do with his eyes. And we're actually going to do this part around his eye in the blue color as well. So we have 3 colors in the blue combination. I have B99, B37, and B95. So I'm going to start with 99. And I'm going to do just these right over top of his eyeball. So I want to keep that kind of dark. And then I'm also going to do right here underneath his eye. We want those eyes to kind of stand out. So just along the top and then right here. So he's going to have blue around his eyes, and it's going to be a rather dark blue. So I'm going to do the bottom part of this little decoration on his eyebrow, if you will. Kind of looks like an eyebrow to me. All right, and then we're going to switch to B37, which is going to be a much brighter blue than B99 was. And we're just going to put a teeny bit of that along the eyelid. I want the eyelids to be a little bit darker than the rest of him, so we're just going to extend out where we had that other color. And same thing here. The only difference is we are going to go around the outside with this color, just so it has some depth there. And once we go around the outside, then we're going to go up from the bottom, leaving a little bit left for our last blue color. So I chose B95 because of the color of the sky. If it had been any other color, I might have chosen a brighter blue to really make that pop out, but because the sky is a very mellow blue, I wanted to keep it more dark. Most of the time, I don't choose my papers for my cards before I color the image. Most of the time, I do the image and then I choose my papers to match the image I colored. But because I wanted to do 2 cards with you guys tonight with both the clowns I'll have colored, I wanted to go ahead and choose the papers and get it ready. So I wouldn't have you on my live all night and you wouldn't have to say, I gotta go. So we're leaving some of this highlighted, but we're working on not leaving lines from the previous blue colors. So just working that out a bit. And there we go. Now we have blue around his eyes. That is the only place I'm going to put the blue. Now I'm going to go ahead and do his eyes to get them finished. And I chose E09, E37, and E34. I wanted them to be a little bit mellow, so I chose more of a brownish tone with a little bit of red in there, just so that we would have it would look really good with the red, because it has a red undertone in these in this brown color. So E09 is burnt sienna. So I'm going to start off by putting these tiny lines in his eyes with this darkest shade. And then I'm going to go a little bit around the outside, but you have to do it very lightly because you don't want to put too much of this color in there. Otherwise you're just going to have really dark brown eyes. So next I'm going to use the B37. And I'm just going to start blending out a little bit from the top on both sides. And then I'm going to use the last color to blend it out. Now, most of the time when I use eyes, I always use G00 to make it pop, but I don't know that we'll need it on this one, but we'll see when we get done. So I'm going to start blending this out. Ooh, I kind of like that, actually. I think that looks really cool. Let me hold it up close so you guys can see it as good as I can see it from here. Look at how cool those eyes look. I think that looks great. And you can see the red bloodshot kind of here and here, and I like that. So I'm super happy with how the eyes came out. I'm going to do the bottom of the shoes because I have the black colors right here. So I'm using C10, sticking with the same C color family. Starting with C10. And I'm just going to put some along the base of his shoes and maybe a little bit right here. We also wanted to do these buttons in black, so I'm going to do the inside circle. I want them to show some depth, and I think that if you do it like this, they will look a little more, the buttons will look a little more sinking in. We'll have to watch the replay. You're falling asleep. He's looking very awesome. No worries. You can catch the replay either on our Facebook group or on YouTube. And definitely let me know what you think when you watch the replay. Oh, you know who we haven't seen it in a while is Rinska. I wonder where Rinska is. Okay, so now I'm going to put just a little bit along the bottom of this button. This color is still pretty dark, so I don't want to put too much of this dark, these two dark colors on the buttons. So we're gonna switch to the C7, which we have out because we're going to use that for these. Okay, so now I'm going to blend out that shoe, leaving a little bit of light on the bottom. I'm going to do the same thing with this one. So his soles are done. And then we're going to extend up from where we put that last color on this button. I'm still not going to touch the inside of the buttons yet. I want them to be really light. So I'm going to switch to C6, and we're going to do the bottom of this button with C6 on the inside. And then we're going to switch all the way to C4. And we're going to finish these buttons. I want them to be gray, but I want them to stand out. And you'll see what I mean by standing out when we do the black around it. But I think they pop a little bit now. Okay. So let's go ahead and do the black in his outfit. That way when we get ready to do his hair, it will really be awesome. So I'm going to put my gray mix right here in this color blend stand so you guys can see what I'm doing. I have C9, C7, C6, 5, and 4. Hey, Michelle. C9. I was wondering where you were. C9, we're going to start here. This is pretty dark, so I'm not going to do a whole lot with this one. Then we're going to start here. We're starting to build in this black part here. We just want to make sure we don't go into the gray that we did already. I am going to go around the buttons right now though with this darkest shade. So I want those buttons to stand out. You can also put white gel pen on the buttons when we're done to show some reflection, which I hope I will remember to do before we end the live. Sometimes I forget the white gel pen. And then I'm going to go around this button as well. Okay, now we're going to keep going on his shirt. Then we need this middle one right here. Nothing would be worse than picking the wrong one to color on. That would be such a bummer. But if we get a little bit on each one, then we know we won't do that. So I'm going a little bit up from the bottom and a little bit down from the top. The shirt and the ruffles will cause a little bit of shadowing there. I said the shirt, but we all know it's this little clown's big belly. Now C7. This is going to be a light and dark gray. It's not going to be a black. Going to extend out from where I put that shadow around that button. A little bit up from the bottom. And still going. So this is kind of the same process over and over again. So you guys can see me do it as I do it, but it's the same thing. Extending from where we put the darkest color. Oh geez, Jack is snoring like crazy under the table. The older he gets, the more he snores. C6 is next. We still have 5 and 4. We probably won't use very much of the 4 because this is starting to get lighter and I don't really want it to be too light. This is the third color, so we're going to make sure that we go around the outside on these just so we can start really building in that darker color. I like how the buttons and stuff came out. I think when we put the white gel pen on them, they were really going to stand out. I could have made them red, I guess. I sort of like the black. I didn't want to do too much in red, and since we're going to do his hair in red, we might as well do the buttons in black. The pants have much smaller little squares, so I'm not sure how much of the last color will even get in there, but we'll probably go over it just to lighten and blend. But we're almost done. C5. We're going to finish most of it and just leave C4 for highlighting. I'm not blending it out perfectly because we're going to come in with that C4 to finish that blending. It will lighten a little and blend it out. So that is the reason that it looks like it's not well blended in here. It's because we're going to use that last color to finish that blending out. It'll also keep it lighter, and I like it that way. That is my personal preference. So when you color yours, you can do it however you want. That's not something you have to do. It's something you can do for texture and awesome visual effects. So here we go. This is going to be a back and forth motion to just kind of blend that out. Back and forth. Same thing over here. Just kind of helps blend all of that together. The back and forth motion is kind of something that I do, but you probably won't find Jamie doing that. She's not really, that's not really her style. So that's one of the things we do just a little bit different. Look at how cute he is. Okay, so time to do the hair. Aren't you guys just dying to see that? Okay, so we have to go with the movement of the hair. So the first thing we're going to do is get some really dark red right up in here, closest to his head and his ear, so we can get that shadow depth. I'm also going to do a little bit up here as well. So we need to do that first. We're going to do, now we're going to do just some small, tiny brush strokes. The further they go in, the more they're going to curve. Did you get, I did get my nails done today. Thank you for noticing. I sure did. I wasn't really sure what I was getting because I had gotten my eyes done right before I went, and then I couldn't see, and so I was trying to pick a color, and I wasn't really sure what color I picked because my eyes were not functioning properly for me. So we want to kind of stick with the movement of the hair, so I am turning the image around as I'm going, just so I can get that movement continued. So there we go. That's one side. I'm going to go ahead and do the other side at the same time. So again, right close to his head, up here where the hair is coming from his head, and down here behind his ear. And we're going to do the same thing. I'm going to start in the same place, and I'm going to start doing these little brush strokes, just to kind of, some very light, some a little darker. Thanks. Yeah, you noticed that from last night. Last night I had purple. So yes, I did. It had been about like 3 weeks, so I figured it was time to get them done. And she had an opening, so I took it. These don't have to match exactly. This is crazy clown hair for sure. But you definitely have to keep the motions moving with the hair, because otherwise it starts to look funny. Good night, Adele. Okay, next one is still pretty dark. It's the R59. So we are almost done with this guy, and I promise card assembly is not going to take long tonight because I already have cut everything up. So I'm just putting some random brush strokes in here. We'll start filling this in a little more when we do the next color because it'll be the true red color. So right now we're just getting those streaks of red in there so it looks like hair. Same thing on this side. Gotta turn him around again so I can make his hair go in the motion, in the movement that I almost said that the artist drawn lines show, but I drew them, so what I intended. I'm also going to do a few off of this area that we have right here that's kind of going behind his ear and stuff because we want to show that to look like hair as well. Okay. R46, that's the true color, so we're going to make sure we use just a little bit more blending of that. So I'm going to try to make sure I touch all the outside parts so that around the outside of his hair is all filled in. But we're still going to stick with those brush strokes going towards the center of his hair because his hair is crazy. He has crazy hair. So now we're starting to get that hair filled in. I'm going to keep going. I think I'm doing better with my brush strokes away from me. If you struggle sometimes with the direction of your brush strokes, once you get those down, you could always switch the paper and do them in the other direction. Sometimes I can do both directions, and sometimes I have to do a certain direction for them to feel right. Tonight it happens to be away from me. Most of the time it's towards me, so I don't really know what to say about that. So we'll probably do just a little bit more up here because I want those to kind of look, they're coming in just a little bit more. Just adding some extra ones just in case I need it. Plus this is my favorite color. He's super cute. Hi Teresa. Thanks for popping on. R27 is the next one. It's second to the last one in the combination, so we're not going to leave like a whole lot left for the last color. Oh, look, now I'm doing the brush strokes towards myself. Who knows? Do whatever's most comfortable for you. Sometimes you can do them both ways, sometimes not. These larger ones are a little bit easier for me to do towards myself. The skinnier ones, I kind of need to do away from myself tonight. So there we go. We have one more color. Gotta go. Oh, company is there. Ooh, have fun. Thanks for popping in, Michelle. Here we go. Almost done anyway. This one I'm going to do in some back and forth motion to fill in that hair in the direction of the hair. So we can still leave some of that light, but look at how awesome that looks. Super great. Just doing back and forth. I'm not doing a lot of blending. I just want to get those white spots filled in, but I'm not really feeling like blending because I want you to see those hair lines so that it looks like, so that it really looks like hair. He's super cool. All right, So now we have him colored. In a minute, I'm going to use the white gel pen so I don't forget. So let's go ahead and pull that white gel pen out if I can find it on my desk. Oh, here it is. White gel pen. Then I won't forget. Okay, I want to do a little bit on, so I'm going to use R46. I want to kind of build up this a little bit. So I want to put a little bit of red around. I don't know if very many people do this, but I kind of want to just put a little bit of personality. So just like his face, I'm just putting a little bit of red around his grin where it says "so scary." I think that's super cool. So that'll just make that blend really well with this when we put it on the card. So I'm going to use my white gel pen here real quick. And I'm going to re-emphasize his eyes. So I want him to have, I want to just go over this white and then add another little dot for reflection, because it really makes those eyes stand out and look kind of crazy. I also want to put a little bit up here, like on the button. I don't want it to be too obvious, so I'm just going to put a little bit there. And then I'm going to touch it with my finger so that it lightens it up a little bit. So now he has a little bit of on there, and then I'm going to put a little bit on his boot, kind of over where this black spot is, just because I want that to be more of a reflection. You can't really see it in the picture as much, but I like it that way. I want to put a little bit on his nose. So I'm just going to give him a little bit of a bouncy nose there. Okay, so now we got to cut this little guy out. I already have the dies pulled out, so we're just going to use this little machine. Hi, Jay. So we got to cut him out, and then I'll show you the rest of the image. I mean, the rest of the card. So I'm going to stick that on there. I'm going to tape it down with some washi tape. I should have saved my washi tape from last night. I like to wipe the washi tape on my hand first so it doesn't tear the paper. Make sure I got this lined up really good. And then I'm going to put the sentiment. In case you didn't know, all of our dies cut all of the sentiments and the images in all of our sets. Just so you know, in case you were wondering. So you always have a die even for the words. I'm putting 2 on that one just because I don't want the words to shift. And then I'm going to take this and I'm going to put it in my diamond press and cut it all at one time. Hopefully it'll fit. It's a little bit longer than, the paper's a little bit longer than I thought it was going to be. Hopefully that will fit through there just fine. All right, so that was pretty quiet. That worked out great. So now we're going to take our washi tape off. I usually use my tweezers just so I can get a good grip on that washi tape. There we go. Perfect. Let's hope the clown is cut pretty perfect too. Sometimes I shift them a little. Sometimes I get them perfect. Ah, perfect. Super happy about that. So just FYI, before the live, I found an old die that I had that was a bat. So I cut out a couple of bats because I wanted to use them in my card. So I don't know where this came from, but it's so cute. I thought it would be perfect accent to add to my card. So I'm sorry I don't know where that die came from, but here we go. These are the pieces that I cut out prior to the live. So I cut a mat, and this one's gonna go over it. So it's gonna have a black background. This is the card base. It's red. It's 5.5 by 5.5. We're gonna attach that on there. But before we do that, I wanted to decorate the inside a little bit. So I chose a black inside, and then here's where you'll put the whatever you want to write to the person. And then I also wanted to stamp Happy Halloween. So I cut myself a small piece of white cardstock, and then I'm going to use my memento, and I'm going to stamp this Happy Halloween. On this card base right here. Let's see how well I did. Yay! It's perfect. I'm going to wipe this off. I don't like to leave the ink on the stamp. So wipe that off, and now we're going to use this, and I want to put it up here. So it's going to say Happy Halloween, and then there's going to be a space for someone to write on when they get the card. So I'm actually decorating the inside and the outside. So let's just start off by putting my stamp on the back, just so we'll have that done. Now let's be sure we don't put anything on backwards or upside down. That would be grand. So we want the back, this part. So I'm going to put this one on first, and I'm going to use my Barely Art glue because I love it so much. This is available in the shop. And you can definitely get it at sweetsentiment.us. And then I'm going to place this at the kind of close to the bottom of the black cardstock. It's definitely a little bit crooked, so I need that couple of seconds to get that lined up, which the Barely Art glue gives me. And then I'm going to press it down, even out the glue. And then we're going to take this sentiment and we're going to put it up here. And we're going to leave about the same amount at the top and the bottom, so there'll be just a little space between these. I just thought this would give it a little bit of personality to do it like this. So just a little bit of extra oomph on this card. Not that it, you know, really needed it because it has the amazing clown on it, but just in case. Let's see if I can get that exactly where I want that. Kind of want to push that over a little bit. All right. So now we can take this piece. We can put it inside our card. I probably should wait and do the front of the card first, just so I don't have a lot of layers and stuff that doesn't match up. So if you're curious, I got this out of a paper pack. It's really awesome. It's like a fall Halloween-ish, or at least it looks Halloween to me. The back was kind of cool too, but I chose the front because it's a graveyard, and what's better than that? Okay, so now we have to center this on the black. Well, that worked out really well, thank goodness. Hey Jay, did you know Jamie's going to be on Craft Roulette tomorrow? All right, next one, then we're going to center this on top of the red one. This is a bit layered up, but I thought it would be neat. And then we're going to put together one more card, so stick around. Don't go away. Hi, Harlan. Okay, so we're going to add this one. On here. I want to get it lined up just right. I think it's good enough. Okay, so this is our creepy Halloween scene, which I really like the way this paper looks. So here's our clown. He's creepy too, not gonna lie. And I want to pop him up, so I'm gonna use the Sweet Pops we have in the shop. I cut them up and stick them in this jar, so they're super handy when I'm ready to use them. They work really great. I like to use a lot of them. Please don't judge me. I like lots and lots of pop-ups. And then if I need to, I can always cut them down, like to fit in the hands and the feet. So for the hands, I'll just cut one in half this way. And for the feet, I'll just cut one this way. And then we'll use these on the hands and on the feet. So here's our hands. And if you like the way this clown looks and you just popped in, we colored it earlier, so you can watch the replay or you can catch it on YouTube. It turned out super nice. I love it. One more Sweet Pop and we'll have him ready to go. He is going to be awesome. I'm going to place him down first, and then we'll do the sentiment and stuff, and then we'll have the card ready. And the other one, we're going to do a birthday card with it. So stick around. We're almost done. I wanted to take my time coloring the clown because I really wanted to have all the details in there because he is a detailed image. He's super cute, but wanted everyone to have the opportunity to know how to color him. So I am going to stick him here. He's in front of the graveyard. Creepy little clown. I'm going to put the So Scary up here in the corner. So I'm just going to glue that down. Hi, Brian. Okay, and we decorated his little smile to be scary, scary. And then here's where the little bats that I cut out come in. I think if we put them on here, they could be our little bling. So I'm going to put this little bat on there. And then we'll give the bat eyes, but we're not going to give them like a mouth or anything. Just eyes. So you can see them in the spooky dark. I cut 4 of these little guys. We're only going to put 3 on the front. And we're going to put 1 on the inside. I just felt like we needed something else on this card flying around in the night. So here we got 1 over here. And it's okay. I kind of put him a little crooked. I like him not all symmetrical, just sort of however we want them to be. And then I'm going to take my white gel pen and I'm just going to give them some little eyes. They're going to be tiny. I'm just going to be hiding out there. They're going to look like they're creeping up on you. A little bit on the scary side. Hi, Pam. And then here's our inside that we made earlier. I'm just going to put that one on the inside of the card, and then this card will be done. We have one more to put together. It's already colored and ready to go. It's just the assembly. So we gotta line this up and get it in there just right. Move that a little bit. There we go. So now we have this. Happy Halloween. Isn't that cute? Ooh, I stinking love it. Just saying.
Where are you going to put the other bat in?
I know, I got to put the other bat on the inside. I know. Okay, so I'm going to take this little bat, and I think I'm going to just put him, like, right here. I mean, you could really put him anywhere, but I wanted to add one to the inside since I had him on the outside. So I did an extra one for the inside. I don't usually decorate the insides of the cards, but I just felt like this one would be perfect with the Halloween sentiment. So I'm going to stand it up so the eye doesn't get messed up. And then we're going to assemble the other one real quick. We already have all the pieces ready to go. This is the other clown. He is colored a little bit more birthday-ish than Halloween-ish. I mean, he could still be Halloween, but we have a little balloon here for him. And then we have these sentiments in the shop. Well, they're probably not in the shop just yet, but in the next day or two, you can look out for these to be coming. You get 3 sets. They're not put together so that you can color them either with oxides or inks or Copics. We're going to use Copics tonight just because that's what we have handy. So you have one that looks like this. You have one, hold please, one that looks like this. It's actually in 2 pieces in case you wanted to put something at the top and something at the bottom. And then this one, the happy and birthday are in 2 pieces, but the background is 1, so that helps you put it all together like this. So we'll just decide which one fits best when I show you how the card's going to be assembled. Oops, I just knocked the glasses off my face. Okay, so I chose this tie-dye background because I thought it was really cool. It's really cool on the background too, on the back too, but this is really birthday-ish, I think. And I'm going to put it on the card like this. So we'll get to that in a minute. And then for the inside, I just have white, and then I have the leftover paper that I cut off of this one. I'm going to actually put that inside as decoration. So we're going to use this little guy. I want to put him front and center on the card. And then his little balloon. I picked white because I thought it would bring out the white in his face. And then I actually cut out a string I had handy. Oops, I want it to go this way. And I'm going to actually put that string right in his hand. So he's going to be holding a balloon. And then let's see which one of these birthdays fits best. So we have this one, which we could totally do. Or this one. This is my favorite font right here. But I think I used that one on my other card. Oh, I kind of like it though. Maybe I'll use this one. Nope. I'm using this one. It's my favorite one. I promise to use the other ones again later. So I just need it to be in some colors from the image. So I think orange would be great. So I'm just going to pull my Copic orange colors real quick. So I'm pretty sure YR 18 and 16 were used for him, and 14. And so I'm just going to use these orange colors to make my birthday. I think it's easiest if you use the back of the markers. Hi, Medina. If you use the sketch part, it's a little bit quicker and easier to do it. I'm going to actually do each word dark at the top, and then they'll get lighter as we go. So I just use my sketch, just kind of lightly across there. I'm going to do the same thing with the happy. And I just put a piece of paper down so I don't, you know, get this on my desk and stuff. So, and we're going to blend this out, so it doesn't really matter exactly how far down you go, or there's no specifics on it. You can just do it however you want. So now I'm going to blend down just a little bit further. Same with birthday. You have to be a little gentle because they're very small letters, but you don't have to be that gentle. You just, you don't have to press that hard when you do it. Oh, I could have put this yellow and made this candy corn. I didn't even think about that till just now. Maybe next time. There we go. So now we'll have like a gradient of happy birthday. And I think the orange will look really good. So we just picked this up, and this is where the Barely Art glue comes in great handy, because it's such a precision tip that you can just touch the little letters wherever you want and get that glue on there without having to spend too much time chasing glue around the edges or anything. It's pretty quick. And then you just place it on the black background. Don't worry, the glue dries invisible, so if it scoots out a little bit around the outside, just use your finger, kind of squish it down, and once it dries, you won't be able to see it, so no worries there. Now we're going to take happy. We're going to put just a little bit of glue on happy. We'll put the happy up here. Just love these little sentiments. You could use them in scrapbooks. You could use them on cards. They're so handy. I'm going to flip it over, and I'm going to press it down with my espresso just to make sure I get a good seal on that. And then we'll use it on our card, and it'll be amazing. Okay. So let's assemble. So first thing we need to do is stamp the back, so we get that part done. Always stamp the back of your cards. Everyone needs to know you made it. You never know when somebody might say, hey, who made that card? No one else can claim it as theirs because your name is on it. So perfect. So I'm going to go ahead and put the glue on this one. And since this one's not going to be layered up all that much on the inside, I can do it first. So this is a 5.5 by 5.5 card. We need a few of those for display in the booth, so that is the reason I've changed the size of my cards. You guys know I usually make A2 cards, but we've been needing a few for our boards. I'm going to put this on here just for some decoration on the inside of the card because it'll match the outside. I don't usually decorate the inside, but hey, I was feeling it tonight. So there we go. All right, there's a little bit of purple in that, so it matches the purple background really well. Now we're going to apply, look at this paper, so amazing. We're going to apply our glue on the back of this one. Don't worry, there were more sheets in the pack that I got, so I can definitely use this design on a different card because it's amazing. I like double-sided paper so I can have all the different options. So we want to make sure we get this all lined up. Good part is I already cut the paper, so we didn't have to worry about that. I'm going to turn it over. I'm going to use my espresso just to get that good hold on there. Now we're going to apply it to the front of the card. This is how you assemble a quick card. Color when you have time and then assemble later, and you can whip out a ton of cards at one time. Color first, assemble later. So I colored this one a while ago, and I've just been holding on to it, and that is why you guys lucked out with 2 card assemblies tonight. 2 different ways to show how amazing this stamp set can be. Okay, so I need to glue this little bitty balloon to my string. Okay, once I get that on there, I'm going to press it with my espresso to get me a good seal. Hi Taz, hi Lynn. I'm going to whip that over. I want to put this in his hand, so I'm going to actually use my scissors, and I'm going to trim just inside his hand so I can actually put this under his thumb, because I want it to look like he's really holding it. So once I get it where I want it, I'm going to put a little bit of glue underneath the black string. I love this Barely Art glue. And then that'll hold it in place so I can assemble it here. And I really want all that purple and stuff coming out from around him. So if at all possible, I'm going to try to do that, but I might need to scoot him down just a little bit. Yep, I am gonna have to scoot him down. Although I just noticed, and seriously, I can't help myself, this white spot on him is gonna drive me crazy, and I left it on the other one. So I might have to go fix that. That just drives me crazy. It's small and inconsequential, but for me, I hate it. Okay, so now we're going to assemble him, but when I put him together, I want to put one of these Sweet Pops on his balloon. I think it's a little bit too big, so I'm going to cut it down. I want his balloon to stick up, but I'm going to glue him flat on the card. I'm going to go ahead and put some glue on the back of my little guy here. Gotta hold him because he'll be a slippery little sucker. I am going to touch in a few spots on this balloon so we can get it, make sure it's stuck to the card. I'm going to lay him down first, and then I will take the Sweet Pop stuff off of his balloon so it can stick. But I want to get him down first. And then we can just take off and just use these tweezers so I can get a hold of it. Maybe. There we go. And then I can just take the balloon and put it wherever I want, however I want. Right there. Some of his string is stuck to the paper and some is not, so it looks free form. Since this is already double layer, I'm just going to go ahead and put it straight onto the card. this. I think I'm going to turn it just a little bit. Why not? Awesome sauce. I'm going to use my multi-liner real quick, and I'm just going to put like a little dot on his balloon. I think that's helpful. And then I need to put some bling on there because, you know, why not? So I happen to have some right here handy on my desk in yellow. So I think we're just going to use that because, you know. So I'm just going to make 3 little dots. And then I'm going to use my picker tool thing, and I'm going to pick up these dots. I'm going to put them on there. Well, I might need a little more glue on that one. It was bigger than I thought it was going to be. And then I will take a medium one, put it here. Should be good with that one. And then I'll take a little bit smaller one and put it right here. Gotta hold it for a second till it sticks. There we go. Get that one stuck down. And then I'm going to put a few more because I feel like it really needs a few more. So I'm going to put 3 on this side. And then I'm going to put 3 up here.
Tiffany said good night.
Huh?
Tiffany said good night.
Good night, Tiffany. We're almost done. Thank you for sticking around. All right, you guys, we're almost done. What do you think? Do you love it?
Awesome.
Thank you. So we had 2 tonight to really show off this stamp set. I gotta stick these other ones up there before my glue dries. So 1 up here. And 1 here. No worry, it dries clear, so it doesn't matter if I got too much glue on there. And 1 here. And then I'm just going to take my espresso and press down just to make sure those have a really good stick. And then we have 2 completed cards tonight. I hope you guys really like them. These are the 2 cards we completed. They were super, super fun. We colored this one, so if you missed the beginning of the video, I'll upload it to YouTube and you can watch it there, or you can watch it in our group. I really appreciate you guys for hanging out with me. You know that I am live on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday at 9:30 Central. So tomorrow, Jamie will be on Craft Roulette, so you can check out her live crafting on Craft Roulette. And then she'll let you know about Saturday and Sunday and what time. You love them both? Thank you, Mama. We have a birthday and a scary. And we even did the insides. Look at us go tonight. We were really rocking this. I love them. This clown is so much fun. He might be scary, but he's cute. So you should check him out. Be on the lookout for these sentiments to be in the shop. They're coming soon. They should be here within a day or 2. What else was I going to say? Be on the lookout for Olo color blend stands. We have those in the process. And look for Jamie tomorrow night. I hope to see you guys there. Thank you for joining me. Good night. Don't be scared tonight.